Hi, it's Rob here. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And I have just returned back here to London, England, where I live, from the United States. And while I was in the US, I attended the Continuity Summit conference in Stamford, Connecticut. And it was a brilliant conference, had loads of great speakers, and also got to network and meet other marketers and other people. So it was really good. I really enjoyed the whole thing, got a ton of value out of it. And there were a number of takeaways from the conference, golden nuggets if you like. And I just wanted to share one thing with you today, and this is an idea that I've been aware of or been thinking about for a number of months. But while I was at the conference, there's a guy called Tim Kerber from MemberGate, which is a sort of membership site software, and he actually spoke about this idea. And for me, that presentation really crystallized the subject, and I really started to see the value in it. It's really a business model, and it's basically something that really can be applied in virtually any niche. It's really powerful, very quick to set up, and it's absolutely ideal if you're just starting out trying to make money online or just starting out in internet marketing. So I thought it would be really helpful for you to actually make this video. I hope you like it. What I'm going to do is just run through a few quick slides I've put together for you, so we can explain what this is all about, and also, more importantly, how you can benefit from it. Right, so this big idea that I'm talking about is called the fixed term membership model. Now, before you freak out, I know this sounds like quite a complicated concept if you've never heard of it before, and it's really just a piece of jargon, but it's actually very straightforward. So let me explain what this is all about. Now, to create a fixed term membership model, all you need to do is set up weekly autoresponder messages for a fixed period of time. So I'm going to use the example of 1 year here. So in other words, you need to obviously have an autoresponder service like, say, Aweber, for example, which will allow you to collect subscribers, and then use the autoresponder service to create a sequence of weekly follow-up messages which automatically get sent out and deliver content to your subscribers. Okay, so that's what we've got. We've got basically week 1, week 2, and so on, right the way through to week 52. So I've used, as I said, a year as an example. And that's how the content is delivered. So rather than it being all delivered in one place, we're kind of drip feeding it, if you like. And then usually what happens is the subscribers will pay you on a monthly basis for this service. So it's a form of continuity business model, really, if you like, because people are actually paying on a recurring basis rather than just paying once. They're paying, on a monthly basis. So that's the basic idea. So what do you do for content? That's probably the most obvious question. Well, there are a number of options here. Firstly, you could have tips and articles maybe in a PDF file that you deliver on the emails. You could have cheat sheets or resource sheets, that kind of thing. You could have video tutorials, a bit like this one, I suppose. That's a great way of communicating. But do you know what? The absolute number one, I think, for this method, for the fixed term membership model, is to actually do expert audio interviews. And the real advantage of this, and if you followed me for a while, you'll know I've talked about this before, is that you don't have to be an expert yourself. So you can literally start up in any niche or niche and go out there and interview established experts in that field. And they will, you will always be able to interview them for free. I've talked about this elsewhere and how to do it and so on. But basically you get the power of association, so you're associated with that expert, but also even if you don't know anything about or very little about the field or the niche you're involved in, that's almost a benefit because you're really on the side of your audience then, and you're able to ask really basic questions, and if the expert talks about something complicated, you can stop them and say, okay, well, can you expand on that? Can you explain that? And that provides really, really valuable content and can be exactly what people want to hear about. So what do you need for this? Well, the first thing that you need is basically a basic WordPress website for your content. So you don't need to go out and purchase very expensive software or anything like that. WordPress is completely free, and really it's the ideal platform for this. What you can do is put your content onto the WordPress website, but then hide it from public view. So when the general public, or people who aren't subscribers, arrive at your WordPress site, they won't be able to see the content. You can do that very simply. There's a plugin I've used before which is called Exclude Pages from Navigation by Simon Wheatley, and that's one of several free plugins that are available, which will just allow you to do that. So you can create pages on your site but just hide them, so they're only available and viewable by your subscribed and paying members. Now, you do need an autoresponder, as I mentioned before. I really recommend Aweber. That's what I personally use, and it's very cost effective and it's got great functionality as well. Skype, if you're going to use to actually interview experts, Skype is definitely the preferred method. I think it's completely free. To record your interviews, you can use for the PC a service called Pamela. That's what I've used for many interviews that I've done. Or if you've got a Mac, then you can use Call Recorder. And when you want to edit your interview, you can just use Audacity, which is a free open source audio editor. So you end up with a nice say MP3 file at the end, which can be your product. And I think for the interviews, you can really just keep them to almost 15 to 20 minutes, or 30 minutes at a max, because this is weekly content. So maybe you can do one big interview on different subjects and then chop that up and deliver that over several weeks, for example. In terms of payments, you can use many different methods, but two which are probably the most obvious are ClickBank or PayPal. Now, the advantage with ClickBank, of course, well, I'll say of course, you may not know this, but with ClickBank you can actually, it's very easy to recruit affiliates. So in other words, other people who will promote your fixed term membership product in return for a commission, which of course allows you to get more members, more subscribers on board. Or if you prefer, you could use PayPal as well to take payment for that. Now, in terms of pricing, there's a number of different price points that I've seen used for the fixed term membership model. $37 a month, $47 a month, even higher. And it really depends on the niche or niche you're involved in, and also how much value you're providing, who you're exactly selling to. But let's just be conservative here and assume $17 per month. Okay, so if we take an example where we have 100 members signed up for 12 months at $17, that comes to just over $20,000. Now, of course, you could charge more money. You could increase the number of members by promoting this more heavily. One great option there is to actually get the experts that you interview, some of those may be willing to promote it to their email lists. Some of the experts might have their own list of subscribers to which they would promote in return for a commission. So that's another option. But remember also that this is just on the front end, because this is the amount of money you can make just from getting people to subscribe to your service. But once they're onto the service and they're in the continuity program, then you've also got the option of promoting appropriate and value-added products for them at a later date as well, and then you yourself can earn a commission from that, sort of on the back end. So I hope you can see that there's really some great money-making potential, some great profit potential in this kind of business model. So let's take a look at some real examples. Well, the first is marketing your veterinarian business. Now, that might sound a little bit obscure, but there was a guy at the conference I attended who'd actually done this. He'd gone out and interviewed vets on how they promoted their own businesses and how they'd become successful, and then he packaged those interviews up into a membership model and sold that. Healthy eating or diet plans, I've seen this example out there as well. I think that's particularly that probably lends itself very well to this, because that's something that you need to, when you're changing your diet, you need to work on that over a number of weeks. You can't just do it in one day. So I think that fits very well with this kind of weekly membership model. Real estate property investing, stock trading, that's personally a niche that I'm involved in, as you may know. Garden design, I think this is a brilliant example actually, because think how many thousands of people out there who actually want to improve the look and design of their garden. Well, they could go out and hire themselves, say, a consultant for a few hundred or maybe even a few $1,000s, or they could subscribe to your fixed term membership for, say, $37 a month and get real top insights and tips from garden design experts. So when you look at it from this angle, I hope you can see it's real. You don't have to do much to actually deliver massive value relative to the amount that you're charging. So really everyone's happy. The customer saves money and you make money as well. Personal development, again, that's something that you can't really change your mindset, for example, in one day. It's something you need to work on over a period of time. So again, lends itself very well to this kind of membership continuity program. And dating advice, well, that's a huge niche online. So clearly, again, that would be very interesting to go out and interview dating experts and provide tips online and in your fixed term membership model. So let's have a look, just to recap, at the advantages of this. You don't have to be an expert yourself, and I think that's why this makes it particularly attractive to newcomers to internet marketing, or if you're just starting up, this is a great option. And there are many people who've done this completely from scratch and been very successful. You don't need expensive membership software. So when you're setting up a membership site, usually you have to buy quite expensive software. You might need to hire a technical person to set it up and all of that. You don't need any of that. You can just use WordPress, which is completely free, and as I mentioned, hide the pages from public view and then just deliver those, serve them up on your weekly autoresponder sequence. It's very quick to set up, because you might be thinking, well, okay, hang on, if I've got 52 weeks of content, that's going to take a long time to set up. But really, all you need to do is create, even a couple of weeks of content, or probably 3 or 4 weeks more likely, before you start, then launch the program, and you've bought yourself some time to actually go out and update that content. So you don't have to commit to creating tons and tons of content before you actually launch this. You can also, of course, develop a list of buyers over time. This comes back to the idea that yes, you can charge on the front end for this, for people to become members, but then once they're members, you've got a list of people who are actually willing to spend money. They're buyers. They're not tire kickers or free information seekers. And because of that, that means that you can then promote relevant and appropriate products to them that you think might help them out further down the line, and then that can generate you more money on the back end. So I hope you found that useful. If you have liked it, then please click on the like button. You can also leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. And finally, if you're not already subscribed, then I would encourage you to sign up for my free newsletter as well. It's got tons more videos just like this one, other content. It's all completely free. So thank you very much for watching. I've really enjoyed making the video for you, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care for now. Bye.